Hi, my name is Darin Kraft. I'm with 210 Home Buyers Warranty. Let me start off by saying, in all sincerity, I want to thank you for the opportunity to gain your business. So what we'll do today to be respectful of your time is we'll kind of give you that 30,000 foot view of what we do. And essentially, we want to help you sell more homes with less risk. And there's like three major components why builders gravitate toward a 210 Home Buyers Warranty. The first one being the risk management aspect. The second one being the marketing, and the third being the regulatory, which is the FHA, the VA loans, any kind of government style loan. So now if we start with that risk management portion, what we're looking at in its essence is we want to just take liability from them. Now we understand that bad things happen to good builders. So you can do your due diligence, you can do your geotech, you can do your soil investigations, and still that wouldn't be 100%. That would still, you could still have a loss. So you can do everything correct and still have things go wrong. Now, since 1977, the industry as a whole has paid out $1.3 billion in claims. That's in about 66,000 claims. Now, our part and our hand in this, since 1980, we've paid $250 million. And understand that the last thing I want to do is talk bad about my competitors, because that's not how we want to gain business. We want to gain business because we are the better man, and we want you to be able to see that on your own. So I'm not going to mention any names of competitors or anything, but I will let you know that we have paid out 10 times more in claims than our nearest competitor. Now, granted that a structural loss is, a structural defect is only about as often as major fire, about 1.1%. And I've had builders tell me, hey, I've never had a fire. It's fine and good, but the unfortunate reality on our end is that 56% of the builders' claims, their first claim with us, they've never had a structural issue before. So 56% of those, it's not like we have consistent, our numbers are skewed by somebody who's doing a lot of structural issues. The other component is that out of the structural claims that come into us, 80% of those are directly related to soil movement. Now we have competitors that exclude soil movement, so definitely do your due diligence and check to see if there's exclusions in their verbiage for soil movement. We do not exclude it. The other aspect is we have coverage from day one, from the day to close. Some competitors don't start till day one of year 3. So that leaves you 2 years of exposure. So during the 1-year workmanship materials and the 2-year systems, they're not touching the structural portion either. They're not taking that until day 1 of year 3. So just kind of something to put on your radar as you're moving forward, comparing apples to apples and oranges to oranges. As far as expansive soils, there's an even greater risk. So you can imagine that it would be more imperative. The numbers, if they're at 80% across the board, would probably be more skewed, even more so with states that have a lot of expansive soil, like here in Colorado, as a matter of fact. But what you can do is leverage the 210 relationship and understand that we're the flagship in the industry and that we're the industry-leading third-party insurance-backed warranty. Now, you can benefit from the knowledge of our claims dispute over 32 years, that throughout all of that, we have established and created kind of some best practices, not only in our dispute resolution, but also in construction standards. So we can lend guidance there as well. We've been doing this a while, and our financial strength and our backing is solid. We're looking at a zero debt company that has $250 million in assets, and we are insured by 10HBW, who is reinsured by Swiss Re, which is the second largest reinsurer in the world, the largest privately held reinsurer in the world, I do believe. So understand that there is some security and some confidence in having that and knowing that. Now, as far as warranty responsibilities are concerned, there's kind of 3 different aspects to it. There's the implied warranty that the state mandates. There's a written kind of statutory warranty, and there's an express written warranty, which is us. Now, with the implied warranty and what your state mandates, what we're looking at is you're on the hook for the 1-year workmanship materials, 2-year systems, And systems just being anything behind the walls, plumbing, electrical, the ductwork for the HVAC. Not a lot of claims in year two, but it exists. And then you have the statute of repose for whatever your state mandates for the structural aspect of your home, the load-bearing elements. Now, here in Colorado, that's 6 years. So you have the 1-year workmanship material, 2-year systems, and 6-year statute of repose. So if you were to be drug into court, yeah, you don't have to offer that on your home as a warranty, but if you were to be drug into court, that's the standard that you'd be held to. So the other is the statutory, and that's kind of like take New Jersey, for example. They have a statutory warranty that says you have to have a warranty on every home, period, which we kind of like and would like to see kind of continue to move across the nation there. But ours is the express written warranty. And so when the homeowner signs the application to enroll the home, they waive their rights to litigation and they agree to arbitration, which keeps you at a litigation. It kind of puts that filter between you and that homeowner, which is us. And we resolve about 96% of claims that are escalated to that level before they even go to arbitration. So that's also going to be less claims. And with less claims, of course, it's going to have a positive effect on your GL, which we can certainly talk about later. We don't offer a GL insurance, but we can point you in enough directions that if you're doing 100% of your homes with us, you should be getting greatly reduced rates. No doubt about it. Just want to put that on your radar. As far as the arbitration on our end and its stability, you can imagine that there's a Federal Arbitration Act. This is a cited Supreme Court case that upholds the arbitration. And the 2 times that our warranty has gotten past arbitration, it's been upheld twice in the Supreme Court. So I think there's a lot of solace in that. Now, as far as the booklet that we offer to the homeowner, so they become a member, they sign that application, waive the rights to litigation and agree to arbitration, and then the other aspect is they receive a booklet that clearly defines, it lays it out from beginning to end, what is and isn't covered, whose obligation, it's got what is and isn't covered, it's got whose responsibilities are what, any exclusions if they apply, so there's never any kind of unrealistic expectations, which happens. When I was with Lennar, we used this 210 Homebuyer's Warranty, and as a matter of fact, the branding worked so well that they stamped their logo on it, and myself as an employee didn't know we used a third-party insurance-backed warranty. I assumed that it was Lennar Homes, and I knew that book like the back of my hand. That's why this job was kind of a no-brainer to gravitate toward. Anyway, when I was with Lennar, we had scenarios where homeowners would have unrealistic expectations and have wanting trades to come in and fix drywall cracks for 4 or 5 times in the first year. It's stated in there that there's one time in the first year that you can have nail pops and drywall cracks addressed. Now, certainly, you can imagine that saved Lennar a little bit of money by us saying, it's just the one time. You save it for your year-end walk, and we should take care of it. Now, it defined the clear process of dispute resolution as well. These are your avenues that you can utilize. And the process itself, when it's all said and done, when we look at who's right, who's wrong, if the homeowners think that we're biased toward the builder or the builder thinks we're biased toward the homeowner, we are right at 50-50. So when the disputes come in, if we just refer to the book and say, hey, listen, this is what we all signed and agreed to, this is what's covered. And typically, like I said, it mirrors what the state mandates, and in this scenario in Colorado, it would exceed it by going 10 years on the structural. So we're going above and beyond. Now the marketing aspect, I did want to touch base on this real quick. Understand that we have just a ton of marketing materials. I mean, stuff you can stamp your logo on. There's trifolds and flyers and yard signage and lot signs, and no trespassing signs, all free of charge. That's the cool part about it. So if you pay the $325 to become a member, you can imagine you could spend that at Kinko's in an afternoon doing trifolds alone. So definitely, when you come on board, take advantage of the marketing materials. It'll give you that competitive edge, and it'll also put you on the radar of lenders and real estate agents and whomever else to know that you can even do these government style loans, the regulatory stuff that we had talked about earlier. So it's going to help you sell more homes, essentially. And if ever you were to sell your business would be more attractive because you have some transferred structural risk. So they're buying it with less risk walking in the door. Now the last and final aspect to this is the regulatory part we talked about, and that's those FHA and VA loans. Understand that we can turn stuff around in pretty quickly. You can imagine that I know that some of our competitors consistently are about 30 days to have the builder come on board and enroll a home. As I said, it's going to take us 48 hours to enroll the home, 48 hours to have you become a member, but I've seen them both happen in the same day. So it'll save you time, it'll save you money, and then there's plenty of lenders and GL carriers that require that there be a third-party insurance-backed warranty. Because, now, granted, it used to be a law. It used to say that if you go FHA or VA, that the government mandates that you have a third-party insurance-backed warranty. It's no longer mandated by the government, but the lenders and the GL companies have understood that it takes some liability off of them. Again, it kind of gives them that warm, fuzzy feeling. So they push the issue. If you are going to get a loan and it's going to go through the FHA and VA, then you're going to have a third-party insurance-backed warranty. So you'd be able to offer that. You'd be able to step into that arena and take care of those customers as well. Now, granted, in summation, mine is a biased opinion, and I get that. But if it's built into the cost of your home moving forward, and it shows up on the settlement statement, and the homeowner ultimately pays for it, and it takes all the liability off of you, I would put it on every one of my houses. Again, mine's a pretty biased opinion, but if it makes sense to you from a return on investment standpoint, it's something you want to look at. I can't think of any other product that you can put on or in your house that has a better return on investment than this. Now, what we'll do in the steps moving forward from here is I will shoot you out an email encompassing everything we just talked about, and with the application packet. As a matter of fact, the application packet's right here. I'm going to leave this with you so you can go over it. Should you have any questions, you'll also have the email. Now understand, our application packet, it's kind of thick. You don't have to fill all this out yourself. When you're ready to pull the trigger, you call me, I'll navigate the website for you, and we can be done in about 15 minutes. Now, let's say you chose to go with a competitor, and that's completely understandable if that's the direction you see fit for your business. But I'm happy to be an educational resource for you throughout this whole process. So if you get in a scenario where you are leaning in a different direction and you have questions, is this fair? Is this guy doing me, is he going crooked on me? Is something going on that I'm not seeing here? You're more than welcome to call me, because I realize as an educational resource that it would result in future business. Even if it was word of mouth business, I'm happy to do it. So call me if you need me. Anticipate an email and a phone call as a follow-up from me here in about, I'll give you about a week or so if that's fine with you. I want to thank you again for your time and the opportunity to gain your business. Let us know how we can help.